Yes guys, and welcome back to That Sports Guy. I hope you're all well. So today we are looking ahead to the weekend's boxing. In particular, the boxing in Gibraltar, the Rumble on the Rock, Povetkin with Whyte 2. Now I must say, before I get into the breakdown of the fights and give my predictions, this card is generally one of the best ones I've seen for a while. Now I know I wasn't the biggest fan of the May the 1st card, particularly the fights on it and the fact it's pay-per-view. But I think with this one, there's generally 4 or 5 50-50 fights. So let's get stuck into it then. We have quite a few fights on the undercards, quite a few household names as well. So I believe kicking off the show will be Eric 5 against Nick Webb. Obviously Nick Webb, we know, boxed Dave Allen. He's pretty well known on the British heavyweight scene. Yet to really have his breakout win, but will this change this weekend? I don't know. I can't say I know an awful lot about Fife. I know he's in Dillian Whyte's camp. I believe he was sparring him, so hence he's got him a slot on the card. I can't really give you a genuine solid prediction who I think will win, just because I don't really know much of them. But I know Fife was an accomplished amateur. Nick Webb, he has been stopped. He can be prone to tiring and, losing his mojo. If pushed, I would say 5 wins. Next, the fight I'm looking forward to quite a lot. It's in the welterweight division, and that is Chris Congo against Michael McKenzie. 2 avoided fighters. You don't really see either of these 2 guys getting called out like you would a Florin Markham or a Conor Benn. You hardly really hear these 2 guys mentioned, and great to see they're fighting each other. It's a really intriguing fight because they've both got similar records, both at a similar stage to their career. Obviously, the winner will kick on from here, and then the loser will be back down to sort of domestic level and having to rebuild. As I say, it's an intriguing fight. I think Chris Congo will win purely because bigger fight experience. He's used to the magnitude of these fight cards now. And I think it will go all the distance. I don't think either of them will stop out either. They haven't really got power to cause either damage, I don't think, personally. But as I say, I think this fight will go the whole distance, and the winner will move on to probably a big domestic fight, maybe against a Conor Benn, or perhaps even for a European title. Next we got Kane Baker and Camari. Kane Baker we know from the previous fight camp when he was due to fight and his opponent pulled out ill the night before, I think it was, and he had a good win last time out. Interesting fight, a bit of needle in this one, which I found quite refreshing because you don't normally see that. Well, for this magnitude of fight anyway. Yeah, an interesting fight. Again, I can't give a too detailed view on this fight because I don't know too much about Yousef Camari. But again, I know he was an accomplished amateur. That's probably the extent to my knowledge I know of him. But I would say you'd have to make him the marginal favourite. Next, this is an interesting fight, one to keep an eye out, a prospect for sure, and that is Campbell Hatton making his professional debut, the son of Ricky Hatton. No doubt he's got a big fan base behind him already because of his dad, and he's a character himself. You see sometimes when the sons fight, they seem to sort of almost mimic their dad. I think Campbell, he's got the best traits of Ricky. He's funny, he's sort of laddish. I think he will make waves with the sort of fan base like his dad did. I think the working class, the people that will go out for 10 pints on the weekend, them sorts of people. I think they'll really warm to Campbell Hatton, and best of luck to him as he gets his professional journey underway Saturday night. Now, a couple of fights I'm really intrigued about now. The first one being Eric Molina and Fabio Wardley. Really impressed with Fabio Wardley of his career so far. Obviously, he's coming off a win, which, you know, he won, but the fight didn't really give him what he wanted against Minamito. So obviously we've got a big test for Fabio Wardley now. Eric Molina, obviously a two-time world title challenger, lost to Anthony Joshua if you go back all those years. But he's quite durable, and I think he'll give Wardley much needed rounds and potentially test him on the whiskers as well to see if he can take a shot. But I'm thoroughly expecting Wardley to come through this, potentially even stop Molina. And for the next fight, is the fight of the night for many, I believe, and that is the Cheeseman and Metcalf fight. For me, this can only be a good fight. Ted Cheeseman, he's had a couple of losses, but he's come back now. He obviously had that great fight last year at Fight Camp with Sam Eggington, and JJ Metcalf, I believe he's been under Frank Warren. So, yeah, he's also had a few good fights, but I think this is the acid test for him. I don't think he's been anywhere near this level yet. So it'd be interesting to see how that fight matches up. I personally think Cheeseman will win purely because of experience, and he's been in deep waters before, you know, in the Fitzgerald fight when he fought Garcia for the European title. Obviously that wasn't the best night for him, but still I'm sure he'll take a lot from the experience going into this, and he'll want to reclaim his British title and then potentially set up fights with the likes of a rematch with Scott Fitzgerald or the likes of Eggington again, maybe an Anthony Fowler. The options are there for them, particularly domestically at 154. And then we got the rematch, the big one, Whyte Povetkin 2, the Rumble on the Rock. I've seen many people sort of dismiss Povetkin in this fight, thinking that Dylan Whyte got caught with a lucky punch from the gods, if you like. But when you watch it back, it was set up perfectly. Povetkin dipped down to his right as Dylan Whyte dipped down, and he come and whipped up that uppercut, bang on the button, and as we know, knocked Whyte out stone cold. Dylan Whyte, he looks in great shape. Obviously had to weigh in today, and I believe he's a stone and a half, or half a stone, lighter than last summer. He looks in good shape, they both do. But it's going to be interesting to see Wilson, who obviously famously trained Lennox Lewis, how he's implemented his style on him, and how the combination of the two trainers will work. Because sometimes in boxing, I'm sure you all know, you've seen before, that you get mixed messages, and then all of a sudden the fighter doesn't know what style to implement, considering they've got sort of dismissive styles, you know, that they don't gel together. But I don't think that'll be the case in this fight. I think they've been locked in Portugal for long enough, haven't they? So I think Dylan Whyte will win. I think he'll win inside 4 rounds as well. I don't think he'll be as gun-ho as he was last time. I think it'll be more sort of a measured, calculated approach, and I think he'll sort of systematically get to Povetkin and stop him in 4 or 5 rounds. Povetkin, I think he'll be more of the same. Interestingly to see, he mentioned that he's been working on his defence, because obviously he did get put down twice in the last fight. It wasn't necessarily heavy shots that put him down, but nonetheless he did get put down twice. So it'd be interesting to see how he's adapted as well, because don't forget, he's getting on for 41 now, so time, you know, in boxing, you can't really wait around. I know this was originally supposed to happen in September, I think it was, so it'd be interesting to see how both have used this time to prepare for the rematch and what adjustments they've made, and ultimately see who will prevail. Right, so that is my build up for this weekend's fights. Let me know in the comments below who you think will win, and give me your predictions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. There'll be other videos on other sports soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.